Hello guys, good evening. If you can hear me, can you just signify with an emoji? You're welcome to the Onchain Summer Buildathon. And this is like the virtual section. Yeah, I can see Casey, I can see I'm AMD. Okay, awesome, that's fine. And happy to work. Yeah. Awesome. So you can hear me also, that's fine. So we're like 10 minutes in the schedule. So we already have our guest, Casey. He'll be, taking up, doing the first presentation today. So for the next 4 days, we'll be bringing up different mentors, which will help prep you guys for the Buildathon. As you all know, the Buildathon started early this month, and we'll be wrapping up ending of this month. So our goal is to see that all the hackers are prepped, are guided, and we have at least 80 to 90% submission. So without spending much time, my name is Enoch. I lead Atrium Nigeria, and I can see my team, Simeon. I can see Toluani and Co. Happy to have the Web3 Unilag on the neck on this event, and this invitation also has been extended to as many other communities who are also participating through us. Yeah, Casey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
I
so
can hear you.
yeah, you have yeah. So you have the floor right now. You have the floor right
Okay.
now. So in our midst, friends from the University of Lagos, and then a couple of friends from our communities who are also hacking as well. So do help us share this link. Let's get many people involved in this project. Yeah,
So yeah,
success.
good evening, everyone. So without wasting much of our time, I guess we'll go straight forward to what we have today. So I'll be taking us through some of the bounties, probably some of the tools we are meant to use for the hackathon to place you on a higher should I say, on an advantage. So these are tools you should probably use, not a must, but consider it as like a hint or like an opportunity to be able to win something from using such tools. So I'll be sharing my screen now so you can all um, see how to make use of some of these tools. And if you have any question, feel free to ask. So this would be an interactive section. You can just signify by raising your hand if you have any question, or if I'm moving too fast, you can probably ask me to slow down. And if I'm moving too slow, you can ask me to move fast. So let's go from here. So just signify if you can see my screen. I think it should be the base hackathon program that it's currently there. So can you see my screen? Just signify. Am I good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I almost started with Stripe, but let's give honor to him whom honor is due. So Base is actually organizing this, so I should probably be starting with Base, as we all know. So Base is a secure, low cost, builder friendly Ethereum layer 2 EVM compatible network. So as you all know, one hint, your smart contracts, whatever you be building, it has to do with deploying on chain. One hint, you should do it on Base. So I won't advise you to probably deploy your smart contract on a different network. You might ask question, what about networks like Solana? For now, let's make use of Base. They are sponsoring it, and it will give you an edge over someone that would make use of other um, networks. So try to deploy your smart contract on Base. It is fast, very cheap. I had Sepolia it. I bridged it to Base, and I was able to deploy my smart contract with less than, I think, $5 worth of Base Sepolia. Like, it was very cheap. So try making use of Base, deploy on Base. This is their documentation. It's easy to follow. You have that of Hard Hat, you have that of what? Foundry. So it's all the same thing. Like, it's during deployment that you get to make configuration to deploy on Base. But writing your smart contract, it's the same way. So there's no changes. It's just when deploying your smart contract, you get to make use of what? Base and some external packages to deploy your smart contract on Base. So with that, I think I'll be moving to the next. So we'll be following the documentation we have here. The first one is what? Payment with Stripe. So let's move to Stripe. I think some of us must have worked with probably traditional system where we have Stripe acting as the middleman between the application and what you're trying to purchase. I think so. What we'll be looking at with Stripe is the payment system in Stripe. So what you need to do with Stripe is very simple, nothing complex. Build an easy to use consumer payment experience. Then the key points to cover, you have your integration with Stripe, simplify the payment process using Stripe API, user experience, focus on a seamless, secure payment flow. If you notice, if you go on Stripe landing page, you would notice the UI is very silk, sweet, beautiful, and I think they also want you to make use of such designs to build your application. So one hint for me, I would also be participating in the hackathon, but when you look at it, I would advise that if you would build something, you can come up with an application that's probably like a P2P DApp, where I can just show up with my credit card and I'm able to just punch it in. You call the Stripe SDK, and I have probably my USDT or whatever token I just wish to purchase. So you can have like a DApp that make use of what? Stripe for what? P2P payments. Or you can build a decentralized marketplace integrated with what? Stripe payment. So I don't need to pay, probably buy an NFT with it or USDT. You do that behind the scene. So I can just show up with my credit card, punch it in, click on buy, probably on OpenSea, and through your application, I can get access to OpenSea, select the NFT I want, and all I just need to do is what? Pay. Then behind the scene, you get to call Stripe SDK, purchase the required token, buy the NFT, send it to that user's what? Wallet address. So these are applications that you can also build with what? Stripe. So you can create an account with Stripe. It's very easy. Let's look at their developer tool. So you would see how easy it is to use Stripe. So let's look at their SDKs. You can also consume their API. If you look at Chainlink, if you want to make, if you wish to make use of Chainlink to interact with traditional finance API, they have Chainlink has a documentation where you could interact with plain JavaScript on chain. So you can interact with Stripe through that way, making it what? A full decentralized what? Application. So I don't know if you know of those two. You can check out Chainlink documentation for. Okay, we would also look at the tools. So you have for React Native, if you're building with React, you have for Android SDK, probably Flutter, iOS, you have your mobile. But let's take a look at React. Most of our applications would probably be your next React, Vue, Angular. So these are JavaScript libraries that you would actually make use of in your hackathon. Most likely, majority will be using React and Next. I'm just saying, who knows? We might probably find more Vue developers here. So as you can see, it's easy to use. Have your application, you install npm install stripe react stripe js, that simple as that. Then you have your elements, react developers in the house. You know what to do. Your component, you call the component, you wrap it, pass in your props, and your application is good to go. So you also have pre-made uis for payments. You don't need to build those checkout systems. I think for some of us that have interacted with applications, the traditional application, you have like a UI where you put in your probably your card or you make transfer. I think Stripe also provides you with boilerplates. So to help your project show up very fast with the limited amount of time we have, you can make use of those boilerplates and it will help you build your application faster. We have React hooks, which you can use in your application, blending the traditional finance with the Web3 to build something amazing. We have APIs. If you choose to make use of APIs here, you can simply come to this documentation and make use of the API you wish to use. All you need to do, and take note of this, it's also free. You get to make use of this free of charge. So you don't need to pay for making use of these SDKs. They are free. There's a dummy credit card you can use to simulate your payment for testing. So you don't need to launch it live for you to have your application running perfectly. It's just like the test net we have. There's also a test card on Stripe. It's a universal card where you can use to make payments in your application. So let's take a look at the next one. We have what Flick, which is what, let's look at it. It's a platform that provides storage, allowing you to store. Okay, let's look at Fleet is an edge optimized cloud platform. So this is where you get to deploy your applications, and you have access to storages. That's cloud services, which is also cheap. I don't know. Can we mute our mic? Can we mute our mic? Yeah, thank you. So Flick is like, look at this as the decentralized Vercel. So you can host your applications. That's your front end application. So these are hints for you to, these are bounties that you could accumulate in your application. So you deploy your smart contract on base. You get to make use of Stripe payment system. Then you deploy your front end application on what? Flick. So this is, so you get to do probably, should I say, 3 in 1 or 4 in 1. So as we go along, you get to know more about the tools you're meant to use, how to use them. You can decide to make use of all of them, but be more specific. So you would focus more on one aspect of your application. So let's look at the developer tool we have. Just give me a minute. Yeah. So this is it. So one application I would probably advise you to build here, you can have like a dynamic NFT. Probably the longer a user holds a particular NFT, that NFT gets to probably grow or gets matured at a certain age. Then only those users with your NFT that has a particular amount of age would be allowed to participate in probably an airdrop or an event or something. So you can also make use of what, build applications that support dynamic NFTs. So I don't know if dynamic NFTs are also used in games where you keep on building your characters, and that character is an NFT. So those are what dynamic NFTs. So you can make use of the storage system they have here. You can make use of what, IPFS. It's also help you pin your NFTs very fast on Flick. So Just take a look at this. Flick platform SDK helps you pin your files to IPFS. So this is something you need to do very fast. Just pushing your um, NFT to IPFS might not get pinned, but making use of services like this, your NFTs would get pinned and you get to access your NFT very fast. So sometimes you notice when you make use of just IPFS, you get to wait for probably 5, 6, 7 seconds. But when using tools like this, it's instantaneous. So you have a very fast and silk application, and you get to deploy your application on Flink. These are their SDKs. They are very easy to use. They have boilerplates. You can make use of them to kickstart your project. So it's very simple. Just follow up the documentation step by step. And if you have any question, you can probably drop it in the group and would assist you build what's your application as quick and as fast as possible. You get to have a domain name, which is also advisable for your hackathon. It shows how serious you are. It gives it should I say more credit compared to someone that just submitted his hackathon probably on a dummy link. But when you have probably www.yourbase summerhackathon.com, it looks more professional and you might get uh, investors attracted to what your project. Why? Because they are like, okay, this application is already set, is running. This is the future of it. It has a domain name. It has this. It has this. So you get to checkmate some criteria for what funding. So even when after winning the hackathon, you can still apply for grants for your project. So you can purchase your domain name here. You get functions, you get personal access tokens. These are for authorizations. If your application need certain level of what authorization, you get to make use of it here. So for those that would be thinking, okay, yeah, this is only for front-end developers, you also have what for back-end. If you are making use of probably stuff like hard Node.js to build your back-end system coupled with your smart contract, you get to make use of access tokens too for your back-end application, not just for front-end only, but you have what for front-end. If you wish to make use of their SDK, it's also available here. You just plug it into your application. React, Node.js, it's an npm package, Vue.js, Angular. You just make use of it and your application is good to go. So next on our list is we have Farcaster. So I don't know, some of us must have heard of this tool. So it's a social media network built on what? Ethereum. So I don't know if some of us have actually used this. You can try this out. It's like the Twitter for blockchain. Yeah. So permits me to use that word. So it's our own kind of social media platform, but it has more superpowers in it. So you get to interact with application without leaving your social media platform. So it's just like what Telegram is trying to do now, where you get to mine and do cool stuff in your application. So, but with this now, all you need to do, if you notice, sometimes when sharing a link to someone on probably WhatsApp, Twitter, any social media platform, you get like a pop up, like a preview of the application. So, what Forecaster does is a social media platform that allows you interact with that preview that you actually posted. So that URL, the preview you have, the meta tag you see, probably this site, those are what search engines use. So, but they had to come up, they came up with an idea that, okay, rather than having such preview without doing anything, why don't we like, okay, interact with this thing? Okay, let's make it decentralized. So we now have what Farcaster. So this is a tool where you get to build. You can build your what NFT marketplace. So someone can be chatting and probably see an NFT, and they decide to purchase such NFT. If that should be on Twitter, You would have to go to OpenSea, probably have a link that directs you to OpenSea. You connect your wallet, buy, come back to Twitter and continue with, sorry, X. So you would go back to X and make use of your and keep chatting. But with Farcaster, in the application, while you like, share posts, retweet, you get to buy your NFT at that spot. You get to sell it at that spot if you wish, without leaving your social media app. So there will be no need for you installing OpenSea, installing probably an external wallet, connecting it. You all have that baked into one application. So one bounty for this is that you should build something that probably a decentralized app like a mini Binance on Farcaster, whereby users can just interact with it. Okay, I might decide to, okay, while chatting, I decide to do a giveaway. There will be no need for me to leave my social media platform to go into my wallet to share or probably send certain funds to certain individuals. I can just do that from the application. So this is also, okay, let me share this. This is also what I might be building in the hackathon. I want to build probably something like this. So, but this would be what on frame where you get to buy any token you want and you get to perform your trade without leaving the screen. So you can be chatting and be following up with what your trade. So rather than having different application, or probably you might be chatting and your application, your trade would have turned out to move in your favor without you knowing. And by the time you would probably go back to check, you might have probably lost the trade. So, but when you have such applications like this, I had to get this from a friend. I would actually clone it, but it will be on what frame. It will not be easy, but I'll I'll try it out. So I would have these buttons, which is what is on frames. So tools that you can use to build on frame to build your application fast, simple, stress-free. You have tools like what? Frame.js. Frame.js is a library that allows you build your application and have it on what? Uh, as frames. So you can now host it on what? Farcaster and the webcast. So we can just take a look at some of them. So you have your buttons, you have the image. It's as simple as this. It's you have for React, probably you can make use of Vue.js, no matter the stack you're actually using. There's always something for you. So you can just make use of it. These are demo application that you could probably use. This is what I'd also be using for my own personal project. You just need to copy, paste it, understand how things are done. You have your button, you call them, you interact with these frames without leaving the application. So imagine at the end of this hackathon, you get to see my project whereby you could buy any token without leaving the application. I don't know. Can somebody? I'm hearing myself. Can you mute, please? All mic should be muted, please. Yeah, thank you. So this is frame. Build something cool, something nice. You have your state management if you wish to manage your application. So you could come up with little fun games. It's also possible. So I could just be chatting and decide to play a game with my friend. So you can have a multiplayer game. These are things that would win you bounties in such hackathons. You deploy your smart contract on base. You host your application on Webflake. You make use of Stripe payments to buy probably the token to play the game. Then you have your game being played on what? Uh, Webcast. So if you notice, you're making use of such tools. They need each other as you go. Your application needs these tools. So it's like a full baked hackathon where you get to make use of all these tools. And these are tools that are not complex. Are simple. They are simple as possible. So without stress, most often than not, you get to just copy what you need, paste it, read it, understand it, then you make use of it. So you have what? Your performance, image generation, you deploy your frames, you get your state management, multiple page frames, you have your transaction, the normal transaction in Web3. So you get to make use of Remix, Express, Next.js, and a lot of frameworks out there support what frames JS. As long as it's a JavaScript framework, you can make use of it. So next on our list would be Third Web. So for some of us, we might have used Third Web before, and for some of us, this is our first time making use of it. So I've actually made use of Third Web to build an NFT marketplace where the smart contract was on Third Web. Why? They have pre-made um, smart contract for you, and this smart contract have been audited. So the stress or the fear of going live without proper check on your smart contract has been handled for you. So most of the work has been lifted, and you have all you just need to do now is to focus on your application. So this is what client side SDK to connect your users to the Web3. You can also have your wallet built into it. So this is your front end toolkit. They have components for you. You just need to plug and play. That's it. Your application is what running smoothly. So the best way to connect your wallet, you have that of React, React Native, and so many others. So let's look at their developer tool. They have templates, guides. Let's go into the documentation. So you see that some of these tools are quite easier. And if you wish to go straight to the front end without bothering about the smart contract, ThoughtWeb is the guy for you. So you can make use of ThoughtWeb. They have smart contracts where you can drag this. Okay, I need an ERC20 in my smart contract. I need an NFT combined with it. I need governance with it. I need, just name it. You keep adding, and you get to deploy your application on what ThoughtWeb. And it also supports what base. So you can deploy on any chain you wish. So, and um, our chain for this hackathon will be what? Base. So it's as simple as that. You get your in-app wallet, probably through email or your social login. You have your SDKs written in TypeScript, React, Solidity, React Native, and .NET. So you can deploy your smart contract or write your own smart contract and have ThoughtWeb deploy your own smart contract. So let's look into what deploying your own smart contract. So all you just need to do is to what probably on your hard hat or Foundry or whichever framework you decide to use. All you need to do is to what install your ThoughtWeb, go through the next step, and keep moving, and by the end of it you have your application. So this is what base what contract. You have your what smart contract. So this is what the base, not like the base chain, but ERC20 base. This is boilerplate smart contract I told you about. You have so many, you have the vote, you have account abstraction. Okay, this is not account abstraction. Okay, your smart contract NFT standard. This is an NFT standard. It allows minting of NFTs to yourself or someone else. You can use this to build what a marketplace for yourself. You can also build what a decentralized payment platform where you make use of what Stripe and what Third Web. Stripe has webhooks that probably when someone makes payment for probably an NFT, those webhooks are being triggered. Then your smart contract will listen for what those webhooks. The moment they are emitted by Stripe, your smart contract would know that okay, yeah, someone just paid for what an NFT. So it would receive what the address and the details that the webhook actually releases, and your smart contract gets to adapt to what is being released by what Stripe. So this is how you look at integrating both Stripe and probably ThoughtWeb, or Stripe and Forecaster, and whichever combination that suits you, you can make use of it. So let's go back to our smart contract. You need to connect. They have SDKs you can make use of. Let's look at React. So for our front end developers in the house, connecting your wallet, the UI components, there are hooks for you to use. So all you just need to do, I think this hackathon is one in town, because all you just need to do is probably focus more on the UI, because most of the functionalities, there are tools that would do it for you. Okay, you need payment, you have payment. You need a hook that listens for events, you have that hook. You need all you just need to focus on now is how beautiful your application is, what it does, what are the real world solution it solves. But on the tools to use to build it, that you need to get to the finished product, I think those tools are available for you, not like probably 10 years ago where you get to build all these hooks yourself, build an application yourself. But with these tools, you get to build applications in a day or two, and you have what are production ready application. So you have your transaction extension, you have storage, you have auth. So these are all what tools that you could use in your application. And you have chain, which I'm sure they support what base. So I don't know if we have any question before I continue. Any question? Any question before I continue? Or if I'm moving too fast, or you need more clarity on a particular tool, we could
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, I think we should like take some minutes break and
Okay,
get some questions. At least there's some questions on the chat.
okay, okay. Let
Uh,
me get to it.
we're live on YouTube as well. Okay, I can't see any as well. So guys, this
Yes,
is
there's a documentation
this is
to
just
everything I'm
basically to
saying.
okay. Please, guys, we'll soon be going for a break. So just you know arrange your questions. We need to like this session will be interactive. Then the goal is to like get it right from scratch, and then help you to, you know, at least put your project on the base registry. So that's our goal. And then, come up with an MVP that will take you to the next level. So our goal is to like get a trophy, get a grant, join the base community, you know, come up with a startup like a business. So we'll also have a business modeling session that will guide your ideas. Okay, over to you, Casey.
Okay, so I think in the absence of any questions, so I think we'll be moving further. So what we have next is Shopify. So we have Shopify. So create a compelling what? So for Shopify, what we need there. So for Shopify, create a commerce experience for merchants with the URI. Key points to cover. We have merchants too, enhancing merchants capability with what? Blockchain, customer engagement, innovative ways to engage customers on chain. And we have what? Loyalty programs, implementing on chain what? Loyalty and affiliate what? Programs. So these are the things you can probably do with what? Shopify. So let me share my ideas with the builders. You can probably build an on-chain loyalty program that reward um, repetitive customers. So your customers that keep coming back. Probably you can use Shopify and develop an SDK on Shopify's SDK that probably applications like Binance or KuCoin or stores like Bybit could put in the application, whereby it monitors the activities of users. So probably at the end of certain years or certain days, they can use that tool, or the tool would actually give them information about the users that should have certain loyalty program, certain reward, or probably that should be allowed to participate or receive a certain airdrop. So it must not be a front-end application only, or a full-fledged back-end front-end. There are applications that you could build that are probably SDKs, powerful SDKs that help simplify a certain task. So it must not be front end only application. So you can build an SDK on an existing SDK, giving it more superpowers, more more juice to it, and making it more functional. Probably Shopify might notice that, okay, yeah, their SDKs were lacking XYZ, but on your own SDK, it actually solved such issues, and you might probably get hired from there, or your application might be taking to the next level. So you can build on existing SDK, improving such to adding more powers to it. And you can build a very powerful SDK and have like a little application, that's a side application that makes use of such SDKs, and show a real world use of it. So the main aim is the SDK, or you decided to build a side application that actually shows how important such SDKs are. So let's look at the tools they have at Shopify. So they have products. You get to manage your dashboard, create emails, get to place orders, manage your products. So it's just like a store for NFT. Imagine you get to manage your NFTs on Shopify. You get to make use of their SDK. You made it decentralized. So you can just go on your dashboard, and all you have is your NFTs, the collection. So you can decide that, okay, for today, this NFT goes to probably OpenSea, and OpenSea, from there you get to list your NFT using Shopify. So it gives users that seamless flow and makes them feel they are not actually interacting with the blockchain, while behind the scene they are actually interacting with the blockchain. So you just build something cool, something sweet, something silk that allows users to to have that same feel of the traditional system of trading. But what you actually did was to make use of the Web3 ecosystem. So this is also, I'm seeing Shopify and Third Web. You can merge these two together and build something very powerful. Shopify has the dashboard, you get your product, you get, then Third Web has the smart contract and what you get to deploy on base. So you can merge these two together and build something very powerful. So they also accept online payments, or you could probably integrate Stripe into it and accept your payment. So you have your payment on Stripe, you have your dashboard on Shopify, you have your smart contract on Third Web. So these are application. Probably existing application might have this, but you would have to go through three processes, or probably two. You're directed to a certain page, you're trying to pay for this, you get redirected back, then you get to pay for this, get back. So but your application solves all that hustle. So you get to do everything in one application. You manage your application, your smart contract is on Third Web, and you have your payment on Stripe. But all these things are interacting with each other's with their SDKs or their API in your application, and you have a very good and productive application. So, do we have any question for Shopify before I continue? Do we have any question for Shopify? So you can get to build what your websites in what minutes. So most of these applications, like I said, they give you what a dashboard. This is a dashboard that you could probably customize to your taste. You get to move things around. So take this to be what your NFTs. So you get to move things around, placing what your brand, probably by Casey Pele or by XYZ. You get to put it. Then you have a little button down there on this image here that just say probably mint or list. So you can just click on it and it get listed on what OpenSea or Third Web, whichever application you're actually building on. So these are what tools for you to use that simplify the process of what building applications. So any question? Any question? Any question? So before we take the break, I'll be going over one more tool. This is probably a tool you would actually use to build your application. So if you might have had probably tools like Scaffold It, there are so many. I would also be dropping others in the group. This is a tool that is baked with so many themes for you. You get your hard hat or foundry baked to your front end together. You have a debug page for building, testing your smart contract. You get to deploy your smart contract by running one simple line of code on your terminal. You get to host your application by running yarn Vercel. Your application is live. You have custom hooks, which are tools for you to use to simulate what the building process in what in your application. Please, can we? I think Mike, can we turn off our mic, please? Can we turn off our mic, please? So this is a tool that allows you build an application as quick as possible. I would also be making use of this to build my project on Farcaster using Frame.js, and I'll be deploying on Base and probably make use of Stripe if you decide to make. So just take a look at this. If you decide, okay, I don't have Sepolia ETH or Sol or probably Base. I don't have such what tokens. So I could decide to probably buy, and all I need to do, I would get what uh an option for Stripe to put in my card details, the amount of base I need to buy, and the moment I click on send, I'm still chatting. So don't forget that this would be on frame. I would still be chatting. So I'll just put in my card details or just make a transfer to the random number that is being sent. So the moment I do that, I get what my token converted to the amount I actually purchased. So I can now go ahead and what decide to sell, manage, um, purchase a token, execute a trade, and do a whole lot more while I'm still chatting. So that is the power of what tools like this. So even a day, it takes you probably a day or two to get sorry about that, to get your application what fast and what running smoothly. So there's no delay. It's being managed. It's an open source project that it's managed by so many developers. You have your smart contract deployed very fast, easily. The configuration for base or any chain you prefer to use has been done. All you just need to do is to yarn deploy dash dash network base. That is all, and your application is what on base. You will just go to base explorer and your application is there live. And to verify your application, all you just need to do is to yarn verify dash dash verify base, and your application, your smart contract has what been verified. To deploy yarn Vercel, you have option, you select it, select your account, and your application is on your Vercel account. You can also make use of Third Web. It's also integrated into it. You just make use of it and you deploy your smart contract on what? Third Web. So these are tools for you to use to build your application very fast, very beautiful. You have reusable components for you that have been made, so you don't need to go through the hustle of building each component yourself. So you have these tools. You can make use of that in what? Third Web. You have some in what? Frame.js, which is for Farcaster. You have some in what? Stripe. There are React libraries for you here in Stripe that you can make use of to build what? Your payment system the way you like. So, and you have what? Access to what? Domains. You have access to webhook. You have access to testing. So all these applications can be used without paying um real what money. You get what? Testnet. There's a test card. There's a free deployment server on Flick, on Flick. So you get to also deploy your application. This is what your React application. The moment you wish to deploy it on what? Flick, all you need to do is to come to Flick, have what? Their SDK, install it, and your application is now on Flick. You made use of Scaffold it, you made use of Third Web, you made use of Base, your chain is on Base, you made use of what? Forecaster, Frame.js. So these are tools for you to make use of. So whatever you're building, the ideas you have, we'll be going through the rest of the tools when we're back from the break. So you would know more about certain tools and what to use them for. And please do well to come with your question, your project. You can also share an idea if you need guidance on which tool to use, which tool will be easier for you, how to access certain documentation. If you can't find probably the tools or the React SDKs on their documentation, you could also feel free to drop that in the chat and we would also go through them. If you need probably like a demo of scaffold it with Stripe, or probably scaffold it and Third Web, we can have something very fast. And I think, yeah, we can build something live for us to see how these tools are by just copying and pasting and placing things where they're meant to be. And we would have our applications live and we can deploy them and send it to everyone watching to test them out. So I think we can. Any question before we take a short break? Any question? Any question?
Yeah, thank you for Casey. We'll be taking a break, and we're three in the lab will be leading the next just this section. So yeah, chill, just chill. Um, hope you guys are, you know, having fun, and it's an eye opening, and you're iterating, you're getting inspirations. So we're just actually bootstrapping the whole track, just like giving you an eye opening. So we'll also have like tomorrow we're having the City of Blockbest. Next tomorrow also is another great guy, and I'll subsequently as well. And we're live on the YouTube as well, so you can actually replay this, uh, digest it, and then we'll go to the next section. So yeah, I'm happy to also have the president of Tree Unilag on the call. So the mic belongs to you for the next phase.
Yeah, thank you.
Marketing on Saturday. It's a Mr. Saturday. Almost in the amazing. Yeah. Okay, hang out soon now. Yeah. Be hang out soon.
Um, Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. My name is Aguda Toluanimi. It's great to connect with you all. It's great to connect with you all. As we build together. Once again, sorry for the breakdown in communication with the members of a training lag. Understand that we had plans to ideate on our ideas, and thank you, Casey, for giving us an overview of what we need to know. So I think what we can do now is I'll hand over to Zach, is our developers work group lead, so he can brief us on how we can get started in the ideation process, which we all came here to do. And so we can have like an open session where we talk about our ideas, and Zach can moderate this. Zach, are you there with us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. So, my name is Zach, just like Agoda said. This session is meant to help us, bring all the ideas that we have together so that we can have something that we can start working on. And someone already said in the group that we have just 6 days left, right? So if you are being sincere with ourselves, we need to do this as fast as possible, and we should only go with the ideas that we know that we can do within a short period of time and would give us a very high chance of winning. So I think we can start spilling out out the ideas. And also, I'm very grateful for the other guy that um presented like a few minutes ago. It made the work very easy because then we know the exact track that we are looking at, and also the exact tools that are available to us, So those tools are what Base are giving us, and that doesn't mean that we have to you know, use those tools alone, where there are dozens of other tools out there in the Web3 space, and we would need to use tools, especially us because like we are already a bit late. Um, so let's just get started. So like based on what the previous speaker shown us, what ideas are coming up? Like what do you think people should build? And what ideas would give us a chance to win? So, anyone there? Anyone have any idea at all? Just unmute yourself and just speak. So waiting. Anyone have any idea at all? No matter how weird it is, no matter how, just come up with anything at all.
So yeah, am I allowed to
Yeah,
speak?
go on. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, one of the ideas that actually came up was to, like, I was actually sharing the idea probably on Frame, where we have a bot on our Farcaster that trade. So
Yeah,
you get to
I
trade
saw
here.
that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
and I want you
secondly,
to I
you
want
said?
okay, let's take it one at a time. Right. So let's discuss the first one, the trading bot. Then we'll go on to the next one. So for the trading bot now, we know very well that Base is sponsoring the entire event, and if we want to win, because we want to win, right? We don't just want to build like cool stuff. It would be nice to build like cool stuff, but then we want to win, right? So we are being to win. So Base is the company that is powering the entire thing. So if we're building a trading bot, that means we have to build it on Base. Right. So I'm guessing one of the main reasons why Base is doing this is because they want to increase the on-chain activities on the Base blockchain. So that's their goal. So if we can get to like build on Base, that would really increase our chances of winning. Because like I said, we're planning on winning, not just to build cool stuffs, right? So do we have enough liquidity on Base to want to have a trading platform like the Bonk bot? I'm guessing we all know like what the Bonk bot is. If you don't, the Bonk bot, which was what Casey Pearl to showed us is like a bot on Telegram that you can use to like set trades automatically. There are also other ones like it, like Trojan horse and other bots. So basically, it's like Binance, right? So you go there and then you set a trade and you set a stop loss, and then when the coin that you bought reaches a particular price, the bot is going to sell it. So the major difference between the bong bot and Binance is that it does not require like your name, your KYC, all those things. So it is very automatic on Telegram itself. So if you want to build something like that, and correct me if I'm saying anything wrong, because if you want to build something like that, we have to build it on Base, and does Base have enough liquidity to support such use case? Actually, I don't know. I'm asking an open question. Does anyone
Yeah,
want to answer? Like,
I think a
yeah, go on.
little, not much, not it's the we're looking at base as the next big yeah, the next big stack that would actually take over. So, but for now, not as much as others.
Okay, so let's look at it from Base perspective now. Because like I said, we are like being to win. So let's say that like does this platform is it going to increase the on-chain activities for Base if you build such a platform? Because we know that people actually needed something like Bongbot, because like a lot of people wanted to start trading like shit coins on Solana, but then like there wasn't like an automatic place to do all of those things. Hence the reason why Bongbot is so successful, and the reason why there are other people I also want to take a bit of the market, share of what Bongbot currently have. So for Bongbot, there was already the market. Market is there, like people are willing to like start using it because they need it and all that. So building such on Base, but the Base does not have this like meme coin, shit coin market yet, right? So if you build it now, like do I even know 4 to 5 people that would want to use the application? Like do we? Do we have so building that would be cool, but is it going to be useful? Is it enough for us to get to the next level with Base, the judges or whatever, would they see that useful enough to want to like consider us for the next level, right? So like actually I don't know. Like I said, I feel like this should be a conversation, right? I'm just putting out the question so we can all think about it. Um, so what other ideas are there? Like what other ideas can we think of? Because like I said, we are looking to win, right? We're looking to win, not to build like cool stuffs. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we are looking to build to win, not build cool stuff. So what other ideas are there? So I think Casey also mentioned like a couple of other things. Can you please remind us so we can all think about them? Casey.
Yeah, some came as inspiration while I was flowing, but uh, for some of them, I said we can have like a dashboard, like a marketplace for dynamic NFTs. So you can
Yeah.
hold these NFTs here. NFTs that probably are probably 6 weeks or 7 weeks old would look a little bit more mature than the previous NFTs, probably for users that just minted it. So we can have dynamic NFTs and leverage on some of these tools to keep updating these NFTs. So to make them mature, yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. Okay. That's a very good idea. So let's see. Let's have that somewhere because I feel like that's also going to be very useful because that would increase on chain activities on Base. Because like I'm guessing I'm guessing like each time this thing grows older, like you have to make a transaction on chain and all that, and then that would increase the number of transactions that we have on chain. I think Emmanuel, can you please mute yourself, please? Emmanuel, can someone help me? The organizer should be able to mute someone.
That was okay, but that's fine. But that was registered as a business.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so let's have that. The dynamic NFT thing, is there. Let's have that. Also, so like, what do you currently have on base? Like, what are the things that we have on base currently? Maybe we can build like tools around those things, right? I do know that like there are some tokens that are actually launching on base. I think I know of Roost. I know of the Roost coin is launching on base, and I think base is really focusing more on like actual use cases rather than like meme coins and cheat coins seasons and all that. Like look at all their partnerships now, right? You see that they actually partner with like real life people. I think Emmanuel wants to talk. I'll just pause for him. Emmanuel, go on.
Good evening. So what
Good
I'm
evening.
thinking about is applying the use case I'm thinking about is in Nigeria right now, it's kind of very hard for us to get things abroad, like buy paper cars and stuff like that. I want to also build something that would like an e-commerce site. We can actually pay through all this crypto. So you don't have to go through traditional banks, try to get dollar card, try to do this one, try to get so through hundreds of all those, or trying to get actually what they actually want. So that's just my own idea.
Actually, did you know that I was about to say that, but I wanted everyone to like come up with an idea and then I would not like add down at the end of it. So yeah, I understand, and I think I am literally on the same like boat with you. Like we are literally on the same boat right now, and I feel like that would be a very useful use case because like you're actually solving a problem. Apart from increasing on-chain activities, we are actually solving a problem, right? So let me um let me build on top of what you said, right? So we know that there's a problem with like there's a problem with like Africans accessing, services from other countries. Like say for instance now, if you're a popular TikToker or like Instagrammer or whatever, and you want to get paid by someone in the US, let's say you don't pay for ads or something like that, like they can't, right? Except if you use something like something like gray cards can allow you to do that, right? You have to create an account and do all of that. But then you can also do the same thing on Base, right? Because Base has partnered with Stripe, right? So in a typical sense, the person that wants to pay this Instagram person, right, would pay using Stripe, and then and now that the money is on Stripe, you can find a way to like offload the money from Stripe to Base and then send the Base back to the person, right? Then the person cannot like take the base and then convert to Naira on either OKX or Bybit or PouchPay, right? So it can so like that's a typical example of how a real life use case will look like. So Abayomi Musiliu, you want to say something? Go on.
One, I want to appreciate the organizer of this forum. Now, what I want to say is that well, I'm not a developer, but I currently have an ongoing project that is actually based on cross-border transactions. What we're actually looking at Africa, unbanked, Brexit. That's what we're actually looking at initially. And what we are actually doing is that we make some findings and we discover that okay, about 7% of Africans are unbanked and they have access to mobile data and stuff like that. So we're now looking at how we can actually, fill this gap, and that is the reason why we came up with, we have it to solve our cross-border transactions in Africa. So we have our white paper and we have our pitch deck. So I don't know if we can actually leverage on this. That's my take.
Okay. Okay. I understand. So, how many people do you have on your team? Abayomi.
Okay, currently, I think myself, we are about three. We are about 3 to 4.
Okay. So, remind me. I think someone should put this down. I think we should have a secretary in this group that we're in, that would put things down, right? So I think we should have a meeting. You should have a meeting with your team as soon as possible and see the possibility of that, right? And also I think you can go back to them and talk to them first if they are willing to join this hackathon. Um, and then you can give us the feedback. If are you currently on the Web3 Unilag group chat on WhatsApp?
No. I'm not in the opinion, like not in opinion.
Okay, okay. Okay, all right, no problem then. But
Okay.
then
Yeah.
I think so. What do you want to
Hello.
do now? Do we want to join? Do we all want to join one
Yeah. Yeah. Hello,
register as
everyone.
one group, or then do you want to split our services separate things?
Yeah. Can you hear
Aguda,
me?
yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you. Go on.
sorry, I wouldn't mind if you can do this again. Don't
Hel-
mind.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. We created a group that will take everyone, like everyone in the group, focus on this hack thing. So the next break we'll share it.
Sorry, I didn't get what you said. Can you come again, please?
Say what?
I didn't get what you said. Can you come again, please?
I said we have a forum like for all hackers to just join and then continue conversation there.
Okay, okay, all right,
So
no problem. Then we can have that, and we can continue our conversations then. So yeah, so the cross-border stuff is a good idea. I think we should consider that, and hopefully by tomorrow we should have concluded what we would be working on, because like I said, we are building to win, we're not building for fun. So these are the actual use cases that I know would give us a chance at winning. Um let me continue with the entire conversation about the shopping stuff, right? Like I said, and I understand what you mean by unbanked. Like Abayomi, the unbanked is like a very popular um problem that everyone in Africa wants to like solve, which is valid. But then like we what I and Emmanuel were talking about is actually like getting paid, because we are not thinking of creating a bank for them. We're just thinking of a way for them to like offer services to someone outside the country and getting settled in crypto, right? So someone in China, someone in the US, for instance, we're thinking of Stripe now. Someone in the US can pay, and I can pay in Nigerian, for a job, either for writing or development and all that, can pay in Nigerian, and the Nigerian or either in Nigerian or Ghanaian or in South Africa, they can pay anyone in Africa and they will get their money settled in crypto. And then we know that once you have crypto, you can always convert to your normal fiat currency, either Naira, CDs. There are a lot of vendors everywhere that can do that for you, or you can use centralized exchanges like Binance or Binance. Okay, Binance is available in Nigeria. Let's say Bybit or like other platform. Or you can even sell to your friends, if and all that. So I think Morenike has her hand up. you can go on.
Hello, please can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I can hear you. Go on.
Okay. My idea is to build a DEX-based B2B platform due to the federal government regulations. So like I feel like other exchanges will see a ban in P2P in general. So it's basically to create a DEX B2B platform whereby you just use only like the blockchain to the smart contract generally. That's my
Okay,
idea.
if I hear you correctly, you said you want to build a P2P platform that is based on the blockchain on the blockchain.
Yes.
P2P platform based on the blockchain. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this application onboard wallet,
No.
right? You guys know. Okay. All right, so that's literally what Onboard is doing, right? There's this guy called Yeli Badamosi or something. I can't remember his full name, but I know he's Yeli and it's quite popular in the blockchain space in Nigeria. So he worked for Binance and then he built an app called Bundle, and now he's building an app called Onboard, or he built an app called Onboard. That's literally what they are doing. So they have this application that people are participating in P2P transaction. The entire settlement is done on the blockchain, right? Nothing is done in a database or whatever. They have a way, I can't really go technical here, but then they literally just use, a custom smart contract to, ask for approvals, and you can do allowances and all that. So it's a platform that already exists, and I've been following their development for like a while, and it works, sharp, but then at the same time, I don't really know. A platform is already doing that, right? So it's a very good idea, but then a platform is already doing that, and they are, in fact, Base is backing the founder himself, the founder of the platform, right? So I don't think we would. It's a very good idea, but then someone that is already in partnership with Base has already built it, right? So we won't be able to win with that. It will be very fun and cool to build, but then we can't win with that because we are looking to win. So, Abayomi, I just wanted to say,
Yeah, yeah.
Abayomi,
I just have one or two things to add to the cross-border payment I spoke about initially.
all right.
Then, if you look at cross-border payments in Africa, for instance, you notice that company like Wave, I think Paystack actually does cross-border payment. So it takes at times it takes 24 hours before the other person will verify the payment. And I believe that in blockchain, blockchain are
Yeah,
a very fast transaction within 3 seconds, 5 seconds, the other person
true, true.
will receive it. So the one we solve that problem. Then another thing that if you look at other means of transactions, like for instance, okay, I've mentioned Wave, that's what you call word remit. So what remit you can like someone can you can receive money from someone from abroad. A lot of people that actually do a remote job, they actually receive money via the
Okay,
word
okay.
remit.
I actually
So I
have
think the word
one
remit take like
question.
7 days.
Sorry. I have a question. So between I sending coins directly to someone in Africa, we didn't just send them the coins, right? What special value like does this platform do? Like, what is the difference between the idea or the platform that you have and I just asking for the person what that is, like not sending the person the coins directly? What's the major difference between those two?
Okay, the difference between this one and the other one is that one, the other one has to do with fiat to, for instance, you are sending your fiat, there's an exchange from fiat from your local currency to
Mm,
USD.
mm.
That's the way fractal wave, that's the way word remit actually works. When you send USD via what remit. So when you get to bank will give you Naira cash. So that's the way it works. But on our own platform, it's like it doesn't work that way. When you have your wallet address, the other person can actually send money to you send coin to you via the wallet address, and from there you can actually exchange your coin to a fiat, and that's the way it
I
works.
understand what you mean. So like my question is that between just normal conventional sending coins from one person to another, I understand the entire thing about the fiat, right? The entire fiat, now I understand that. But what I'm trying to ask now is that between the platform that you want to build and normal blockchain transaction of like me transferring token from my own wallet to the person in Ghana, in Ghana, sending it to his own wallet, like that simple transfer, like does the application make it simpler, or like what is the, what's that word again? The value that the application creates that is separate from just using my Binance, my treasury to just send the coins directly. Like what's the difference?
Okay, I think I get your question very well. Now, the difference
Sorry, please. I,
between
I think sorry, I think I didn't let Morenike continue. Can you just chill? Let's talk. Sorry, please.
okay.
Morenike, I didn't get feedback. Hello, Morenike. Okay, I think she's not available. Go on, Bayomi.
Just
Hello?
Oh, okay. Morenike, I gave you, like, we spoke about your P2P stuff, and I gave the explanation of how there is already a big person in Nigeria doing that, and then the person already has a partnership with Base. So what do you think? Do you have any other, like, what do you think? Morenike? Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Bayomi, please continue. Thank you.
Okay,
Abayomi.
yeah, okay. Actually, the difference between our own platform and other exchanges is just like oh, I think there's a background noise there.
Go on.
Okay,
The person that's muted.
it's just like one on our own platform, we can actually send our coin to someone. Let's say from Nigeria to Nigeria, and someone next in Ethiopia. We actually use that platform, but the interest of we only have our cross-border transaction with one particular app. Like we are actually looking at two apps together. So when you send a coin to someone at the other end, then the person can now send that coin to, let's say, to a particular app of ours, but it's just two different stocks. So from there, it can now convert that coin to the fiat. Then from there, if he has money on let's say, if you have a local currency, if you have some cash on that other currency, you can convert it to coins and bring it back to the token. And the reason for that is that we're just trying to put a kind of a drift parameter for the token to make sure that it is appreciated in the market. And that's the reason why we actually do
Okay.
that.
All right. I think to understand understand what to reach with what you have said in a way that I understand. You're saying that the platform would be seamless in the sense that if someone, let's say I in Nigeria and I want to pay someone in Ghana, right? Rather than basing in Ghana, understanding what crypto is, I would just like send the naira to the platform. The platform will convert it to coins, and then the coins will move to Ghana. And then now that the coin is in Ghana, the platform will also have a way to convert the coin to a Ghanaian currency. So that way, I and the person in Ghana doesn't have to know that we are using crypto as the rails. Is that what you're trying to say? Or what, or is it that you're like whenever someone pays you, the money is going to be in coins, and then it saves in coins and probably appreciates in coins, and then you can then convert it to naira whenever you want to. Is that it? Abayomi, is that it?
Okay. Well, I think I'll need to buttress more on that so that you can understand my point.
All right.
Okay, sorry, Abayomi, please can I say something?
All right.
Yeah, go on, go on.
Okay, I think what I'm trying to understand here, I would have said that is what Abayomi is saying is something like what Simplify does. But I later understand that it's a different thing. That is the major thing here, that's the uniqueness of this particular idea that Abayomi is talking about, is the fact that the application has that functionality to convert fiat currency to token and token back to fiat currency. I think that is it. I don't know if I.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
Abayomi.
you're right. You're right.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So, but
that,
then,
that will now make it easy. That will now shift. It's a kind of an idea that puts how would I put it, puts the issue of government policies,
I was about
out
to
of
say
the
that
way.
too. I was about to say that
So
too, because like,
that's just
yeah,
what I'm
because
saying.
I've worked on something very similar to that. In fact, I'm still working on something very similar to that. Believe me, the banks are going to come for you. Like the banks, especially in Nigeria, yeah, definitely it can work in like every other country. In fact, the Jele guy that I spoke about, right, that owns on board, um, currently he has a platform that allows people to convert their coins and put their coins into a dollar card and spend the dollar card like a regular dollar card, right? He has launched that particular platform in every other, not every other, he has started to launch it in like other African countries except in
Like what
Nigeria.
Cheaper Cash does. Like what Cheaper Cash does. Something like
Exactly,
that.
exactly. But Chewbacca is not available in Nigeria because of that barrier, right? So like the idea makes a lot of sense, but then at the current stage in Nigeria, we can't do that in this country, right? You can probably build a platform and then find a way to like market to like other people in Africa, but definitely not in Nigeria. So Mr. Simon Nofa have his hands up. Can you
Okay, okay,
please, sir?
yes. I was going to jump on the conversation, and myself and Obayo spoke on this idea. It's a fantastic one, but I think the last two persons that spoke have actually addressed some of the concern. Regulatory is one of them, and yes, there's major regulatory concern because it's not just about converting crypto to fiat. There's also a third dimension to it, which also means settlement, transborder settlement. You are buying, maybe you are sending money from somebody from Nigeria to somebody in Ghana. You're looking at two currencies, two fiat currencies that is essentially just different.
Yes,
And
yes,
it's
yes.
not.
But then there's a way to do that actually.
Mhm.
There is a way to do that. Like
Yeah,
converting like one of the major issue is not even like the different currency from different countries, right? The
mhm.
major issue is Nigeria, right? We can probably do it from like Ghana to Ethiopia or like to South Africa. We can figure then Nigeria, doesn't work. Do you get Nigeria
Yes,
doesn't work?
yes.
Nigeria that country
This
works.
these were two guys that are switching to Web3 zone. Obi a marathon. He's actually working on something, and I think he has gotten some milestones achievements on that. So I was going to tell about maybe after this call, maybe we'll have a conversation. I know you have been trying to converse with me, but I've been quite engaged. But this is an opportunity to say this. Maybe study what Zone is doing in terms of that.
Zone.
Yes,
Oh,
Zone,
Zone.
yes.
Yeah.
Formerly
I
App
know of
Zone.
them. I know of them. I've read a lot about Zone. But then I think what Zone is doing exactly is that Zone is the blockchain infrastructure. Zone is not a cryptocurrency platform. It's a blockchain infrastructure. So if you are able to like connect or partner with Zone and then allow them use their platform to connect the infrastructure of like Ghanaian,
Yes.
create in Ghana, whatever, and then like be able to like transfer value from Ghana to another country. But it
Yes.
can't happen in Nigeria. Let me give you the reason why it can't happen in Nigeria. So if you are connecting like let's say you create a small financial infrastructure in Ghana that can move funds, right? You create another infrastructure in, let's say, in Togo that can also move funds. Then you use Zone's blockchain infrastructure to move, value between those two infrastructure in those two different countries. But then you can't build such an infrastructure in Nigeria because building it means that you have to expose to the bank that you are building, because if you are going to be exchanging value using the zoned blockchain infrastructure, you are going to move it in forms of cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Because that's the only way money moves on the blockchain.
But
right?
again,
And Nigerian banks don't like it.
Yeah, again, Zone already have
Go
a
on.
foot in the market because over the years they've been building infrastructures for banks. They have one of the best, in fact, robust banking platform. So they have this interaction with banks already. Yeah, Zone. Bank One, sorry.
They do.
So
They do. In fact, their major customers are actually the banks. I don't think they even serve.
Yes.
They don't really service every other any other industry like that. But then I actually don't know. Maybe after this call, I will go and read about them, and it will be very nice. It will be great if they actually support, the movement of or accept cryptocurrency. Right. But then I'll read about it. But then the last time that I did. Yeah, go on. Don't stop.
I have something. I have something I'm saying here. Is there no way that it can be done this way? Like it's going to be like all these fintech applications, and then when it comes to the blockchain, back end or blockchain end of it, it's not going to be deployed on how will I put it, the interface that has to do with the bank. Is there any way it can work that way? That is,
yeah, there is actually there is, and you can. Okay, let me let you in on a little secret. Should let me let you in on
Okay.
Let me let you on a little secret. So the onboard app that I discussed about that allow people to do P2P stuff, right? But then the entire infrastructure the entire thing is done on the blockchain. So they recently launched their instant payment, feature. And I can tell you that instant payment feature, they partnered with a bank in Nigeria that is processing that payment for them. And I bet you that the CBN must not know that such a partnership exists. If they know, they're definitely going to find that bank, right? So, but then Onboard did it in a way that it's an app, right? You won't just guess that this you won't know that like the entire thing is happening on the blockchain, or it's a bank direct stuff, right? They did the way that it will be confusing. You get for you to get, but then I as a developer know exactly what's going on there, right? So you can be shady about the way you do this stuff and then find your way around it and then last for a very long time until the bank comes knocking.
Okay.
So I don't think we can win something like that, as you say. But then if you are thinking of starting your own business or your own company or whatever in the Web3 space, you should definitely look at that. But then if you want to win, it has to be something that is scalable, right? Something that is stable. Right.
To me, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, okay. To me, even if this particular one doesn't thrive at the moment, because I'm beginning to think of a lot of things about this as we speak.
Okay.
So we
All
could
right,
still
go
do
ahead.
something, but I'd like us to have a time that we bring this idea on, on table again. And then,
No, it's
because
possible.
I feel I'm this person that I don't believe in anything, there is anything like impossibility. I
No,
believe there
it's
is
not
one way to
impossible. Like
fail.
that's what actually like I actually work with some guys that are doing it, but are doing it on a low key. Like I know some guys
Okay,
that are
okay.
doing it on a low key, but then the bank, there's even one that I know that the bank blocked them. They went to register with another bank. So like it's a jungle, you have to figure out a way to make it work. But then as per a product for a competition, it won't really fly.
Yeah,
But then
this
yeah,
one
like I said, if you
fly.
want to run as a business, yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to run that as a business, fine, you can do that and then create a company, register, get the bank to partner with you. But then by the end of the day, the bank are going to come knocking, they'll block you off. You have to start again from scratch. It's sometimes very annoying, but then it's another way to like
Okay.
do something.
Okay.
Yeah. So any other ideas? Any other blockchain specific idea that has nothing to do with Naira? Because and anything that has to do with Naira and blockchain is quite not possible. Um, but there's another way in which that can be done. But then I don't think I want to discuss about that because you know that we have P2P, right? and
Mm-hmm.
um and the reason why P2P still works is because um, um we don't have a central place of failure in sense of like um they can't really shut down P2P platform because payment are being done between people, right? It's not as if you have one platform that is doing all the payouts. If you have one
Okay.
platform that is doing all the payouts, what the bank just need to do is to block that platform's access, and that's it. But then with P2P, everything is happening on an individual level. So like there's so many banks to block, and you might not even know which bank account is doing what at a particular time. That's why P2P still works. So if you want to do something like that, you have to think around, think of what P2P has, find a way to model that, then try to add that to your own application. Like I said, you
Okay.
can
So
run that as your own personal. Yeah, go on.
okay. So I have an idea. That was actually all I said was actually in support of that one that I had. So like I said before, I'm not a developer yet, of which I know with time I will get. So apart from DeFi, because all of this that we are talking about is, I think we touch areas like NFT, and then all this that you're talking about is like DeFi. I'm now looking at, in terms of human capital development, is there a way that we can bring like people that have, let's say, other values to offer, we bring them on chain and um, also include like kind of bringing something like e-commerce also on chain together. I didn't know someone a
Exactly. That
developer would
was
be able
what
to like put
Yeah,
that in.
that was what I and Emmanuel was talking about, right? The entire payment stuff, and that has nothing to do with Naira. But then you can always convert your coin to Naira however you can. But then the main value itself is to provide payment um to those that
That
doesn't know
offer
a lot
value
about
that
coin,
is
right?
values on
Yeah.
chain.
Yeah, exactly. So we will create value on chain. So that was the entire e-commerce payment thing that we spoke about. And then since there's already a partnership with Shopify, um, we could build a payment gateway, right? In terms of like because the
Okay.
Shopify payment gate. Okay, let me let someone talk first. Demichi, you raise your hand. Do you have anything to go on? Unmute and say and
Um,
talk.
Good evening, house, and
Good evening.
Dimitri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually am working with a team, okay, and what we do best is creating digital solutions to problems that I find or that we find. Yeah. But this buildathon, I got the details of it quite late, and I joined in the beginning actually, like since the beginning of this call. But I'm a little confused because like at first I thought that we'll be coming with our individual teams, and all of us will try to build different things. But what I'm getting to with our discussions for the past like let's say 30 to 40 minutes, been like brainstorming together. So is it that we are all part of one team and then we're going to create a solution, or we are working individually and like this is just supposed to and what's going on so far is just supposed to be like let's say possible things we can build. So I need clarifications on what exactly is going on so that I'll know how to respond next.
Okay. Technically, okay. Aguda wants to go. Where you going?
Yeah, hi Dimitri. So basically, people will be going into different teams between today and by the end of tomorrow's call. However, there are some people that do not have teams in here. So based off the ideas that we get here, they will be forming teams of their own too. So I understand that you have a team, you might have the idea, and I believe some people messaged us that they already have teams and they have an idea of what they want to do. However, it's like a general ideation session for some people who do not have teams and who do not know exactly what's the plan to do. So general ideation, because we'll be going into the next sessions with different teams. Yeah, so I hope you got that.
Yeah, just like what you said. Yeah, we would have. It's just talking about brainstorming different ideas. You can pick the one you want and then form your team from there. Yeah. So that's it. Do you have any other
Yes.
question?
Yeah. In addition to what has been said, um, yeah, we extend we extend the invite to other region. So just have everything together. This will also help the physical build up, like the physical IRL events. So we don't spend much time in forming a team or ideating. So at least for now, for the next 3, 4 days, will help us. Yeah, go on. Thank you.
All right. Demichi.
Okay. Thank you for that. That answered my question, my first question. Okay, now moving on to the second question. Since this is just for dating and this will continue over the next 3 to 4 days, when exactly is Buildathon happening? And like because I know that hackathons you have to like build the solution there or like over that period of time. So how exactly is the
Okay.
modality of this one? And yeah.
All right. Yeah. So the idea
Hey,
that we have
I'm all
is we do the ideation today, and basically the building should start on Wednesday. At the end of Tuesday's call, where we have a selection, reviewing process, and picking then people separate the teams. Then you can basically start building on Wednesday through to Friday.
Okay, that's good then. One more thing. From Wednesday we are supposed to start building, yeah. So are we only to build like when there is call, or we're supposed to just go crazy then give updates like with the call? I mean like when we have the calls till Friday, or we are just supposed to build during the call alone. Like I want to understand exactly how I'm going to work with my team, because actually I'm not a dev. My dev is here, my lead dev is here, but I am more of a project management. So I want to understand exactly what I'm going to tell them, how we're going to work and everything.
Yeah, so basically at the end of the call on Tuesday, you can start working individually with your teams. Then when you're working on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll try to get experts that can kind of review, give you feedback of what you are missing. So it will majorly be like an update session, then the expert review session for most of the days. Um, Also, don't forget your roadmap. You need your roadmap for what you are building in all of this, which is quite important. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, a very quick
Am
one.
I
I would
interrupting
like to know.
anybody?
Hello?
Go on, go on.
Yeah, a very quick one. I would like to know if there is a recording of this session, because I had a couple of problems with my
Yes, there is a recording. Yes, it is recorded and you can get it on YouTube. I'll drop the link right now.
All right, that's interesting. All right, thank you.
Okay, so Dimitri, is that all, or can we go on?
One other thing, yes. I'm guessing that each team must apply with only one idea. Because if you have multiple ideas, is it cool to come in?
Aguda, do you want to answer that?
Yes, if you have a multiple idea, you can come in. However, you just reach out to us afterwards. So there is a group, the WhatsApp group, to continue the conversation. So we drop like two groups, Telegram and the WhatsApp group. And then we'll be dropping an attendance. There's a link that was shared, a Luma. So we take it up like an attendance. We have a sponsored link we'll be sharing with all the hackers. So you don't need to stick to pack. Yeah, I'll go over to you.
Yeah. So I'll be sharing the Luma link to ensure that you can all fill that link. Also, I know we have people in the developers work group, but let us all gather in this group chat in here, so we can keep track of everyone on this particular, so we don't have difference in information and announcements in there. So everything we communicated in this group chat, I believe you all can see the link that's been posted in there. And again, I think we are done for today. Zach, are we?
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing before we round up, right? So for the session that we'll be having by around this time for the next couple of days, right? Just to, because for instance, as a builder, as you're building, either you're a developer or a project manager or whatever, you might come across some problems, or you want to share some ideas, you can just like come here when we have this meeting, you can ask open-ended question, because we have like a lot of developers here, and I'm also a developer, and I've built like production application in this space, in the Web3 space. So you can ask your questions and just rub minds, right? If you're having issue, or there is issue with the smart contract or whatever, or you're having issue with React or whatever, you can ask the questions here when we have those sessions, right? The reason why we are having this session is, sometimes you have ideas that so we're basically just helping you to validate those ideas, right, as you are having them, because you don't want to spend like 1 week building the entire thing, and then you realize that you probably missed a certain fact, right? So don't be shy to share the ideas, or at least if you don't talk about it in the call because you're afraid that they'll steal your idea, whatever, you can call me. I think in the developer group chat, my phone number is there. You can text me, please text me, don't call me. Um Text me and we can talk about it, or there are also other experts there that you can discuss with, about your ideas and how you are planning to approach them, right? So I think I might be having my own team. I'm not really sure, but then let's see how things go. With that, I think that we can continue tomorrow. We can continue in the group chat, right? With that, I think that's all. If you have any more things to
Please,
say,
what's the
we
name of the
can
group chat?
continue on the chat.
Please, what's the name of the group
Yeah.
chat? What's your name of the group chat?
My name, OXA Zach, OXA then Zach.
All right.
On WhatsApp, yeah. All right. So, with that, that's the end of this call. I would hand over to the other host and the co-host to go on.
Perfect. It was the first on this Buildathon. It's quite fulfilling. So this it's been made possible with the collaboration from the Web3 Unilag Echo communities, the Ethereum Nigeria communities, and a couple of communities that I'm not able to mention here. Also, it's actually sponsored by Base, so it's a lot is happening right now. So yeah, we just have to create our presence with skills, talent, potentials. So the good thing here is participating gives you, just register your project on the Base registry. So that's, and we internally as well, we are working like a roadmap, like after the hackathon, what next to prep you to the grants opportunities, the inner house bootcamp opportunities, and yeah, that's just it. So I want you to just follow Web3 Unilag on X, follow Ethereum Nigeria on X, follow Base on X, kind of retweets, just kind of make your attendance, stamp proof of attendance or proof of participation. Just make some great comments about your feedback about what you learned or what you inspired or what you'll be doing the next couple of days. So that alone will also create more awareness of what we're doing and get more guys on the deck. So if you're very good, you're an OG as well, feel free to reach out to uh, Suluani, myself, Zach, Simio Etete. Yeah, so we need you guys on the technical team. So we want to see at least we have close to 90% submission, before the deadline. So let's take it as a challenge. Hackathons are organized for 1 day and we have a winner. 2 days we have a winner. Now we have like 1 week stretch ahead. Yeah, so we can do it together. So we'll be getting guys who will help in documentation like business, modeling, help you. And then, yeah, we have the builders as well. If you're good, if you're also a product UI designers or, someone who is also good with any of the React, any of the front end tools, please let's get them on board. At least all the projects we're submitting as we're collaborating all, we want at least the judge should, be impressed. So we hope to flesh out, yeah, we hope to flesh out all the project, and also we're looking at an approach like a milestone. Yeah, this submission in 2 months time, this in 3 months time, and the mainnet, so to convince the judges that we know what we're doing and we're actually spinning up a business out of this event. So we'll be creative and On the group, we'll be dropping some recordings from some of the sponsors, Stripe, Lake, Shopify, and Co. So you can go through it, give it access code, and yeah, let's just take it serious. And we've spent a lot to put this, and so we just need the best from you guys. We're not asking for anything from you guys, but let's just make the impact. So we have RL in Lagos, yeah, like 2 or 3 in Lagos, in Ibadan, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Anambra, yeah, Edo State, Kaduna, yeah. So if you're around this axis, so we'll be sharing details. So just make yourself, present and connect, and let's collaborate. Have issues, compile it. Feel free. Don't be a lone hacker, but let's work together. I think from now, give it to, yeah, Luani, you were saying something. So join the Telegram group, join the WhatsApp group as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said I'll just send I've sent the group chat links to the dev working group platform, so you guys can endeavor to join that, so we can have uniformed communication as we move on. Once again, great one, guys, and thank you very much. Thank you, Eat Nigeria, for organizing this. Thank you, members of Web3 Unilag, and hopefully we see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.